Hello, welcome to the Lone Show. I'm your host, John Malone, and in this episode, I've brought on regular Faiffy. And as for our guests, yes, there's two guests. They're both from LA, assuming. One is a producer, sound engineer, and founder of boutique media and creative company Catapult World, and the other is a recording engineer, hip hop producer, writer, and a father who's connected with guest A while studying at the Musicians Institute. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Kevin Flores and Aaron Musto.
Thank you for having us.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you guys.
Anytime. So, how's life?
Life is beautiful right now. At this very moment, I'm overlooking the east side of Los Angeles as the sunset is going down. It's been a beautiful day today. Things are slowly starting to open up after the big pandemic, and we're grateful and excited to be here. Every day we try to make the most out of every day and give some gratitude to be here and be alive.
Okay, great. So, so I'm I'm going to ask you what you guys do, but I want to know who is talking, so I get the idea of who's who, just in case.
Yeah, we'll try to go back and forth. That was Aaron. This is Kevin. So
Okay.
we'll just kind of go, every other question. Maybe
Cool.
that'll help keep it easy.
Yeah, sure. So Kevin, so what do you mainly do for a living?
I'm a recording engineer and a music producer based out of Los Angeles. Yeah, so I work with different artists. I've also done music for professional middleweight boxer Gennady Golovkin, also known as Triple G. So I've worked with music artists. I've worked with athletes. Just a whole wide range that music has blessed me the opportunity to access.
Wow, that's great. So what about you, Aaron? What do you do for a living?
Well, I own and founded Catapult World, which is a boutique agency and a production company. And what we do is we specialize in creative direction, content creation, and marketing for brands in multiple fields of the industry, everything from lifestyle to sports to entertainment to cannabis. We work with a different types of brands, and we also have produced some original content as well.
Wow. Okay, that's nice. And
Yes.
so, okay, yeah, great. So, Kevin, what do you like about what you're doing right now?
Well, I'm a creative at heart, so any outlet to let that creativity flourish, I'm all about it. So whether it's music, writing, script writing, I just love collaborating and building ideas.
Wow. Okay, I love it. And what about you, Aaron?
Um, well, every day I get to wake up and do what I love. I know that my mission here in the short existence that I have to is possible and utilize our art to communicate through different mediums, whether it be film, whether it be a blank canvas that I get to paint on, whether it be music, whether it be writing. I'm a creative at heart, and I'm just thankful that I get to pursue my dreams as being an artist and being able to spread joy through art.
That's nice. Stacey, is there any questions you want to ask Aaron or Kevin?
Yeah, I'm sorry for the silence. I just didn't want to interrupt people, but
It's fine.
anyways, so to the sound to the sound engineer, to the recording person, I'm sorry.
No worries. For Kevin,
For Mr. Kevin there, sorry.
yeah, no worries.
Uh Ironically, I was just looking at how I could sell my music and such because I play the guitar here and there but you know, I want to know what it's like a day in the life of someone of in your shoes. How many artists do you deal with, and how hard is it on a scale to 1 to 10?
I think the difficulty is on base to base cases, because artists have different styles. They have different ways of working, different temperaments, and part of being an engineer is being flexible and being able to work with all walks of life. Being in hip hop, I've worked with some of the most street thug artists that are out there. I've also worked with some of college educated artists. So there's a wide range, and as an engineer, I'm able to work with a wide range of people, and that's allowed me to be able to um, be able to kind of have patience, have flexibility in how I deal with people. So that's like the biggest takeaway for me in all the years that I've been doing recording engineering.
Wow. Okay. Nice. And is there anything questions you want to ask Aaron, Faiffy?
Yeah, matter of fact, what's it like to? I'm sorry, I'm a little bit delayed today.
It's fine. It happens.
What's it? So, you're an author, am I correct?
Yes, I am an author along with Kevin, and yes.
So y'all create
Mhm.
content together, correct?
Yes, we've created the story Love Hurts, which is the new book that we just released a couple weeks ago. I've also written a documentary that explores the evolution of electronic music, which is titled Going Places with a P, and then that's already available on Amazon Prime. So I am definitely a writer. I studied creative writing in college. Started journaling when I was a young adult, and was inspired by journaling from my grandmother, who would constantly journal while she was traveling around the world multiple times.
That's interesting. It's good to journal or document your travels and such. Do you do the same thing as your grandmother did?
I do. I always like to take a small book with me, and I like to do sketches. I had the opportunity to visit Peru, and I went to Machu Picchu, the lost city of Machu Picchu, and I was able to take a small journal and some charcoal up there, and I took some just thoughts that were occurring in my mind at the time, and I also did some sketches of the structures there with charcoal. And so wherever we go traveling, I always like to take some type of book to write thoughts and drawings as we're exploring this vast earth and these amazing sights.
Like, did you actually, since Machu Picchu is like one of the lost cities, did you lose yourself in the lost city, or did you lose the lost city?
I found myself in the lost city. Yeah,
That's beautiful.
it's such the altitude and the elevation of Machu Picchu is ever since a young kid, fifth grade, I was mesmerized by hearing about it in history class. This city above the clouds in Peru, and being able to go there and walk the terrain and explore the land and just take it in. It was once in a lifetime. Hopefully, I get to do that again, though.
Okay. Great. Fabulous. So, Aaron, what was life for you growing up?
Life for me growing up was, um, I went through different phases in life. My parents divorced when I was about 6 or 7 years old. So I came from a broken home. And for many years, my dad was in and out of my life. So my brother and I, we learned a lot. We had to grow up fast, and we learned a lot about life and reality through being around our friends and just roaming the streets and getting into mischief and trouble. And then as I got older, I found out about hip hop, the hip hop culture, and the elements of hip hop that represent the culture. The four elements that represent hip hop is DJing, graffiti art, rapping and breakdancing. And once I found that, it really helped me channel my frustrations of my parents getting divorced, and it really helped me channel into something creative and positive. And I studied those elements of DJing and rapping and doing graffiti and breakdancing, and it was an outlet for me to express myself in a positive way. So that's really how I got involved with just being a creative. That and my dad's mom, my grandmother also inspired me at the very young age of about 4 to start getting involved with art, different mediums of art, from stained glass to mosaics to sculptures and watercolor. She gave us the opportunity to dabble in all kinds of mediums and always told us it doesn't matter what medium you create with as long as you stay true to your art form. And so I grew up doing a lot of different art, and I owe a lot of that to my grandmother, rest in peace.
Oh, okay, okay.
Grandmothers are very special. You know, my grandmother's special too.
Yes, they're always with us, even when they leave this earth. We call upon our ancestors to guide us, and she is definitely a part of my life. Every day I think about all of my grandparents and the
Yeah,
struggles and the things that they had to go through to get us here in a position for us to succeed.
Yeah, I agree.
either it's the friendly reminder to take better care of yourself, to go see your doctor, to, eat your vegetables, or to, express yourself. The grandmother, is like that plug that enlightens you to not forget to do something important.
That's right.
Absolutely. So, Kevin, what about you? What was your life like growing up?
I'd have to say I had a pretty good childhood. I have very supportive parents who immigrated here from Ecuador in the 80s, and they made a lot of sacrifices so I could have the opportunity um, to follow my dreams. They instilled a lot of confidence in me and always made me feel like I was able to achieve anything that I put full effort into. So they're definitely a big part of my life and the big reason why I'm able to pursue different creative avenues as a career.
Okay, incredible. That's yeah, that's incredible. So, so Kevin, so what has been the high and low points about what you've worked as a hip hop producer, recording engineer, and writer, and so on?
Low points. I think if I had to name anything, it would be being promised certain opportunities and believing that. Being a little naive when I was first starting off, and I was in some very interesting situations that left me a little jaded. Um, but looking back at it now, I wouldn't have it any other way. They were great learning experiences. It helped me develop a lot more discernment and to kind of watch out for the red flags when they start showing themselves and steer clear of anything that's gonna get in the way of my progress and whatever I'm doing. High points, there's so many. I've I've produced music that has been on the biggest local hip hop station here in Los Angeles, Power 106. I've been blessed the opportunity to work on 2 records that were played to millions of people. I've had the opportunity, like I mentioned before, to work with the middleweight boxer Gennady Golovkin. I've been to Madison Square Garden where I got to hear music that I produced for him as an entrance theme being blasted in the arena with thousands of people listening to it as he's walking to the ring. Um, there's so many highlights. I'd probably take up the whole podcast just talking about them. But those are the ones that really really stand out to me, and then I'm really thankful that I've had the opportunity to experience.
Wow, incredible. What about you, Aaron? What have been the high and low points about starting up Catapult World and working as a sound engineer and producer?
Let's start with the low points for me. As a starving artist, I dropped out of college. I got in a car accident on the freeway, and I fell asleep on the freeway, and I went to jail after crashing into a police car. To be in all honesty, and I went to jail, and while I was in jail, I told myself if I was praying, if I'm able to get out of this situation, um, I'm gonna drop out of college and pursue what I feel I'm here to do is be an artist. And I prayed, and I actually got released because the police, they claimed that they were in my lane when I crashed into them, but they were actually, well, they claimed they were on the shoulder of the freeway when in actuality they were in my lane. So uh, their story didn't make sense in the overall diagram of where I crashed. And so the case was dismissed and I was released from jail. And I told myself when I was in there, this could be it for me. I could be in here for a long time. And I truly told myself I'm dropping out of college if I get out of here. And I never looked back. That was the low point. And through life you're gonna reach these low points, and the only place you can go up from there is up. That you can only you hit the bottom, rock bottom, and then you got to rise from that. And I stayed true to my promise to myself. And about 8 years after that, I sold my first television show. And that was probably one of the highest points for me, was selling my first TV show. Higher than that is actually accomplishing this book that we just released, Love Hurts. We wrote the movie script. Then we decided we wanted to take that a step further and create a paperback book, an audio book, and an ebook. And I feel everything in life leads you to the next point. And this is the highest uh, feeling of accomplishment that I've felt, to actually accomplish writing a book with my two friends and also having the movie script to back it up too.
Nice, nice. So, so what projects that you two have worked in? What projects that you two worked in enjoy most doing?
Well, definitely, the book that we just released, Love Hurts, was definitely one of the one of the highlights of the work that we've done together. Aaron and I, we worked on hip hop music in the past. Aaron was rapping. I was also. We were doing shows all over LA at some of the biggest venues, and that was awesome too. We've graced the stage with some great artists, and that was incredible. But I have to say that this labor of love, Love Hurts, that we've been working on for many years, is definitely the culmination of all the years of collaboration between Aaron and I.
Wow, nice, incredible. And is there any project that you two want to start doing in the future?
Well, we want to see our next phase of Love Hurts, the book that we just released, is uh, the movie script and producing the actual film that coincides with the book. That's the next step. That's the next goal, the next vision. And we're also slowly starting to write the sequel to Love Hurts as well. But from the get go, we had a vision and a goal is to turn this movie script into a film. And now that we have the actual physical book, we're one step closer to starting to showcase the movie script to streaming platforms, and soon enough produce the film.
Okay, nice. So, what is Love Hurts about?
Love Hurts is the story of a struggling DJ who discovers the love frequency. It's like the movie Weird Science meets The Hangover set in the world of electronic music.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm not,
it's. Oh, go
sorry,
ahead.
I'm actually intrigued by this. I want to know more about it.
Yeah, well, Love Hurts. It's a story about the main character's name is Taj Das. That's Taj as in T as in Taj Mahal, and Das as in DAS. Taj, he's an aspiring DJ and a dreamer, like many young adults. He's an awkward and nerdy version of Sylvester Stallone in the movie Rocky, but this is about electronic music. He's definitely a true underdog, and he's motivated to prove everyone wrong. His unfortunately his father doesn't believe in his DJing career, and he wants him to be an engineer like his older brother.
Okay, nice. And what kind of inspired you to produce this film and of course publish the book?
Well, we originally wrote the script. The script was born from a conversation that the three of us had uh, one night. Aaron was sharing with Rodolfo and I an idea he had about a DJ who discovers a sound that could heal people. Because at the moment, Aaron's mother was actually battling breast cancer. So he was inspired from that ordeal. And eventually, we turned that concept into something more lighthearted and romantic comedy with a sci-fi twist, and that's how we ended up with Love Hurts.
Oh, interesting. I never thought of it that way. It's never actually that's an interesting twist and a variation. I like it.
Yes, a project like this, was born from a tragic time in Aaron's life, which just goes to show you that even in the hardest moments, you can turn that into a positive.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Faiffy, any more questions you want to ask Aaron or Kevin?
So, I want to know how you two met.
Kevin and I met over 15 years ago at the Musicians Institute in Hollywood, at the engineering a recording session, and I came to visit with a couple friends and my cousin and we got to meet Kevin briefly while he was recording in a session, and we exchanged information. At the time, I had a clothing line, so I saw that, wow, this is a cool opportunity for me to get some of my clothing on Kevin, and kind of cross promote what I was doing, and we exchanged information. And 15 years later, here we are.
Wow, that is quite a journey.
Such a good friendship.
Yeah, and we've worked on a lot of music together. We performed at some of the best venues in Los Angeles: the House of Blues, the Viper Room, the Roxy. We've performed at so many different locations. So we've had a love and passion for the hip hop music, the culture, and then as we grew more mature and evolved, we got into pitching movie ideas, writing movie scripts, and then that led us to actually writing this book, Love Hurts.
Incredible.
What
It was-
are your top 3 biggest mistakes that you guys made together, and then they turned out to be really damn good?
Mistakes.
Like blessings in disguises. Let's just say that. Like,
Yeah.
you guys hated them, but everybody else liked them. It's like, I freaking hate this, but whatever, everybody else loves it.
To be honest with you, that's a good question because I've never thought of that. I am the kind of person, I speak for myself. I don't live with regrets, and I don't take anything back, even bad decisions, any kind of things that maybe other people would deem as negative. I just see it as par for the course, I'm really blessed to where I'm at today. Um, I'm pursuing what I love. I have uh, two beautiful boys. I have a wonderful wife. I have a great family. I have great friends. And I think everything good and bad kind of culminated into where I'm at today. So, good question, but I honestly don't look at anything as like regret or bad a bad thing.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, same
So,
here. Same here. There's no regrets. Everything in life is just a lesson, and some lessons are, blessings in disguise. And you have to go through making mistakes. You have to go through failure. Being an entrepreneur, there's not one entrepreneur out there who hasn't failed in a job or invested money in a project that doesn't see the light of day. You have to be able to take risks. You have to tell yourself when you get knocked down to get up, and that's the most important thing. There's no regrets. I definitely have no regrets. I'm super thankful that I had the courage to keep on getting up when I get knocked down. And as an entrepreneur, you have to move and fall forward continuously, get back up, keep on planting seeds. Eventually some of them might not grow. Eventually something's going to grow. You just got to keep persistent and keep diligent.
Yeah, and there's no failure if you learn something from the experience. So there's always something that you can implement into your future endeavors, even from things that don't exactly pan out the way you wanted it to.
yeah, I agree. So, if you had to pick between skydiving, bungee jumping, or scuba diving, which one would you choose?
Well, I've done bungee jumping and it's scary as shit. I would never do bungee jumping again. um, it happened so quick, and the rope just whips you back so fast that I would not recommend it to anyone. Um, Skydiving and scuba diving, uh, both are very intriguing. Um, I think I would choose skydiving first because you get to go up there with someone who's a professional. Scuba diving, I'm still a little hesitant because you have all this weight on you, and you have to know, your valves and your oxygen, and being submerged like that with that weight. I'm still a little hesitant. I would love to go skydiving because you're strapped to someone who's a professional. So that's definitely something that I'm interested in doing in the next few years, probably.
Yeah, I would probably do the scuba diving if they told me that there were no sharks within a 5 to 10 mile radius. Then I think I'm all in. It sounds really fun and interesting. All the life underwater. It's like another planet. Just from the footage I've seen online or on documentaries, it just looks like a really majestic place. So I would definitely think about doing scuba diving one day.
Hmm, okay, that's nice. Well, anyway, that's all we have for this episode. It was great having you here, Aaron and Kevin, talking about what you do, how you guys met, and loads of other things. It's been amazing.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, we appreciate the opportunity.
Anytime. And until next time, stay tuned for more.